Welcome back to Havant for the view from English National Cross Country Championships. The second race of the day about to get underway. The under-17 and junior women, 5 kilometres the distance. And again, a very big field here, as you can see. Even less time really for these women to worry about the tactical side of cross-country running here. It's hard and fast from the gun, and there are several women in this race very familiar with that particular challenge.
Well, away they go. One lap, slightly shorter than the under-17 men, 5 kilometres. But more than enough distance to sort them out. And isn't there always somebody who misses the start? I've actually done that myself once or twice.
I don't know how people manage it. There is a 3-minute warning, and then a maroon is what is actually the gun.
Of course, you've never missed an aeroplane, have you?
The odd one, but I didn't get a 3-minute warning. Well, Amanda Tremble in the white there, featuring already for the North Shields Club. Tremble wearing 344, 544, I think, in the centre of the picture. Tremble, the inter-counties champion, very, very strongly experienced in this age group. And very quickly indeed, Steve, this little quartet breaking away on what is a relatively flat circuit.
Carolyn Dickey of Morpeth with Amanda Tremble, making a strong northeast presence in this quartet. But it's Birhan Dagny from Essex Ladies, the Ethiopian, who in the middle there you can see 488, along with Jodie Swallow. Jodie Swallow, of course, just 15 years old, giving 2-3 years to some of these women. As you said, a combined race of junior women and under-17s, of course. But Dagny now officially a refugee in this country, having defected, if you like, after the World Cross Country Trials in Durham, when she and another member of the Ethiopian team decided to stay in the UK, and has struggled really to get good competition, but most of it has come against Amanda Tremble, and the two of them really have become firm rivals. And of course, Dagny, the defending champion, will be trying to emulate that victory from last year. But Amanda Tremble, the inter-counties champion, will be doing her darndest to try and add this national title to the race she won in Luton a month or two back.
Of course, two age groups here, the under-17s and the junior women. As we said, there is a difference between the age groupings here for the junior women and for the World Cross Country Championships. Amanda Tremble, for example, isn't valid for the World Cross Country Championships, but as I say that, so you can see Dagny breaking away anyway. Defended a title, or took the first title rather, last year at Newark, defending here, and it looks to be a successful defence too.
That's Jodie Swallow, as I said, just 15 years old, very disappointed not to have been picked in the World Cross Country team, despite her tender years really, running the English Schools Championships instead of the trials, a dilemma for quite a few of the athletes, of course, and trials in the English schools taking place on the same day, but I'm sure her day will come in the future, and having a very, very good run here. But it's Dagny at the moment of Essex Ladies, who's beginning to open up quite a large lead over Amanda Tremble. The North Shields Poly girl not able to hang on to the speed of the Ethiopian at the moment.
Well, maybe running with a slightly lighter step. As you said, Steve, refugee status has only been granted officially full refugee status by the Home Office in recent weeks. But looking very, very smooth here indeed. I'm sure she has watched the running of Deratu Tulu, the Olympic champion back in 1992 at 10,000 metres from Ethiopia, and taken that as great inspiration. Glances over her shoulder there, just a little bit worried. But generally, there's running on this circuit, and of course the circuits do vary from one race to another, depending on the distance of the race. Looks to be a little bit more solid in most places. This, one of the wetter sections. Look at that bike camera there, just forcing its way through the mud. Coming up behind her, she's able to pull left and onto the more solid ground. But Tremble looks to be beaten now. Head is down, grimacing as she heads up this slope.
Of course, as you said, battles going on in two different races. Jodie Swallow leading the under-17 women's race at the moment, despite being third overall. Some good battles going on behind them.
Once again, 4 to score in this age group, and the gap's really opening up now. Dagny here, just tripping along, much more long-legged than several of the women behind her. Good middle distance runner as well. Maybe just that little extra speed that covers this relatively short distance of 5 kilometres better than the women behind her. Certainly that seems to be the case today. Back here in the pack, it's all about getting a few extra places for your team, as we said earlier. But Steve, this is traditional cross-country, isn't it? Not your sort of course.
What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, there aren't too many hills here, certainly. It's reasonably flat. There's one incline, but the mud is really taking an effect here. You could see Dagny doing the sort of thing which I used to do, is to try and pick out the firmer ground and try and get your legs moving. But as you said, horses for courses, and she's doing a pretty good job here. Amanda Tremble not being able to live with Dagny at the moment, but you can see maybe Dagny just beginning to find this mud a bit tough. Has a glance at her watch, not quite sure what cross country, very difficult to pace, of course, because the courses are all so different in terms of how fast you're going to run. But you can see there Jodie Swallow behind the two older women. Now Amanda Tremble working very, very hard through this section here, beginning to close down on the Ethiopian.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? This is one of the uphill sections, and as you say, the Briton gaining on the Ethiopian there, who looked around nervously. The difference in standard immense, of course, because of the younger girls in the under-17 age group up against women up to 4 or 5 years older. Indeed, Jodie Swallow is up against women 4 years older than her, and yet she's lying third in the entire under-17 age group by a big margin.
You'll hear the encouragement, of course, of team captains and coaches as these women plough through the mud, but every place will count as far as the team competition, of course, and doesn't matter if you're 60th, you might need to be 59th to help your team, so you're going to have to work hard. And working hard is Amanda Tremble. She's come right back here to Dagny. I may even think about going past her. Of course, when you catch somebody, and if you've got the momentum, it's always a good idea to try and go past. But the Ethiopian just realising that the Inter-Counties champion is there and maybe beginning to pick it up again.
Well, the big problem with that, Steve, of course, is that Dagny has been able to ease off as Tremble was working particularly hard for several minutes there. And Tremble, as you say, may not have the momentum to go by. She may have worked so hard to get up with the Ethiopian that now the Ethiopian gets a little extra adrenaline kick from having company when she thought she was well clear, and may find herself able to go away. That appears to be the case, because that gap is growing once again. That is cruel for Tremble.
Well, Dagny now heading down towards the finish area, and the crowd beginning to applaud what looks like another victory for the defending champion. A brave, brave effort by Amanda Tremble from North Shields Poly. The two of them, a right royal battle. They've had 3 or 4 over the last couple of years. But once again, the Ethiopian looks as though she's going to come out on top here. She's been looking for good competition all year. She's certainly had it here. And your heart has to go out to Tremble for a brave effort to get back on terms. But admiration also for Dagny, the Essex ladies athlete, coming through with her hands aloft, through to the finish line to win the junior women's race. Amanda Tremble of North Shields Poly will be second, and then third. I think Jodie Swallow will hang on to third overall, of course, but she will win the under-17s. There's Amanda Tremble crossing the line, great run from her. And Dagny looks all out on her feet, as indeed does Jodie Swallow. A tough, tough race for a 15-year-old. Look at that. Really is taking its toll. And a good battle coming in through on the line there. Claire Campbell of Shaftesbury in the under-17 women's race. So Jodie Swallow, the winner there. Claire Campbell finishing very, very fast to come through in second. Karen Fletcher of Kirkhallam getting third. You can see Shaftesbury doing really well there, and that will stand them in good stead for the team race. Good packing from them. In fact, they win it with just 36 points ahead of Skipton and Liverpool in third place. In the junior race, Berhan Dagny, well, you could see she was in some distress there. I'm glad to say that she recovered in time to pick up her medal. No problems in the end for her. Tremble second, and Victoria Wilkinson of Bingley Harriers third. And in the team race, Bristol AC winning that one. 4 girls, sorry, been together since they were juniors. Great news for them.
Congratulations. How do you feel about the race?
I'm pleased with it. It felt really, really hard, but you know, that's what it's all about, so I'm really pleased.
When did you know that you were going to win?
You never know with like a mixed race like that, because I didn't know who was in front of me, who was behind, to be honest. I knew I was coming like the under-17 winner. but I wanted to win the whole thing, so I can't be disappointed, but I wish it had gone better.
Well, an ambitious young lady there, taking third, but not happy to finish behind women 4 years her senior. This is the under-13 women's race, just 3 kilometres, the distance pairs right down, less than 2 miles over the mud and fields of this course in Havant. And you can see just how fast they think it's worth starting to get a good place on the course for the twisting sections, where of course you want to hold that inside line, you want to be able to pick the better ground rather than have the athletes in front of you who are, if you like, controlling where you end up running on the course.
Well, as you said, Tim, a fast start, doesn't matter which race you get involved in here, they will all be going hard early on, but 1 or 2 of the fancied athletes already towards the fore.
This the early leader, Kim Searle from Hull Springhead. She's gone off very fast indeed for an athlete who was only 44th in the English schools recently. That gap of some 30 metres back to the chasers has grown very, very quickly indeed. Here are those Hercules Wimbledon athletes, Surtees and Heinz, leading the chase.
Also in there, Zoe Gelbert there in number 341, and not far behind her from Morpeth, Nisha Desai. And I'm going to snitch on her dad, he was in the Ridley Arms in Stannington the other night, so he's watching Nisha running here in the blue of Morpeth, back in 6th place there.
From the Ridley Arms.
Kim Searle then has been out in front here and running a very brave race indeed. Set her stall out very early and skipping down through that mud there, using the tracks of the camera truck ahead of her, which has flattened some of the mud out. And the 2 girls from Hercules along with Zoe Gelbert also in there. Charlotte Moore of Bournemouth, a diminutive figure there, in 4th place now. But they have some work to do to get back to Kim Searle. Zoe Gelbert working very hard on this uphill section and catching, as you can see, Searle here. Searle's legs seem to have gone from under her. Very tough little climb, that possibly the steepest on the course, but it's the section where Zoe Gelbert seems to have really come into her own. Remember, 2nd at the Intercounties back in January. She stormed past Searle here and looks to be heading to improve just 1 place on that Intercounties championship result. Searle unable to respond, a little glance over the shoulder there from Gelbert. These 2 well away from the rest, but a battle towards the line. And Steve, it's great to see youngsters out like this, isn't it, on a Saturday afternoon in the fresh air, a lovely mild afternoon. And Zoe Gelbert, over 3 kilometres, taking full advantage of it here to win the English title. Great run by her, but you have to say that Kim Searle almost had it sewn up until the last couple of 100 yards and just didn't have enough to hold off the Newquay girl. But a very brave run by Searle in second place. Zoe Gelbert wins it, Searle in second, and coming through for third, Charlotte Moore of Bournemouth.
Confirmation of that result then. Zoe Gelbert winning by just 2 seconds from Kim Searle. Brave run from the Hull athlete. Moore takes the bronze medal for Bournemouth. And again, good packing from Hercules Wimbledon there in 4th and 7th, and they win the team race. The South take the gold team medals. Sale finish in 2nd, Aldershot down in 3rd.
I got quite a good start, but our pen was a really bad number. It was right down at the bottom, and about 4 girls went off. One of them went off zooming, and I just thought I'd leave her, and I just kept with the other 3 girls and worked my way up. And then right at the end, coming up the last big hill, I really dug in and closed on her.
And I believe you're really happy today because you had a bad race last week.
Yeah, at the English schools I was hoping to get into the England team, but I did rubbish. I was really disappointed, and loads of girls that I can beat me, so I was out to get them today.